Hey everyone, welcome back to Burton Avenue. I'm Angie and I love my cutter. It's day 2 of my 25 Days of Craftmas series. In this series, I'm showing you how to create 25 different Christmas projects using your cutting machine. If you missed yesterday's project, be sure to check it out. It was a super cute, super easy, magnetic countdown sign, and I'm sure you don't want to miss it. Today, I'm showing how to make this cute chalkboard Christmas countdown sign. When I was a kid, I remember counting down the days until Christmas arrived, and I want my own kids to have the same experience. So I created this cute sign just for them. This sign is perfect for the kiddos because it counts down the sleeps left until Christmas comes. Kids can just mark off the days with an X with a piece of chalk. There's no need to write in numbers or anything like that. This project is super easy too and requires only a few supplies, which you can find in the list below or over on my blog. All you'll need is a chalkboard sign, some vinyl, some transfer tape, a chalkboard marker, and of course, an electronic cutting machine. I'll be using a Cricut Explorer Air. Let's head over and get started. Chalkboards come in all shapes and sizes, and you can use pretty much any size you want for this project. Once you've found your board, measure it from side to side and top to bottom so you can figure out what size to make your design. I thought this little chalkboard would be perfect for the kids, but I didn't love the color of the wood frame, so I taped off the chalkboard and painted the frame red. While the paint was drying, I set up my design in Design Space. So let's go over to the computer and I'll show you how to do it. The first thing we need to do is grab the SVG file we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for the projects I make in my free SVG library. These files work with all kinds of cutting machines like Cricut and Silhouette and are free for everyone to use. Once you're on my site, just click on Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You'll need a password to get into the library, and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. Once you're in the library, you can search for the file Sleeps Until Christmas. It will either be listed under the most recent Projects and Cut Files or under the category Christmas, 25 Days of Craftmas 2019, Day 2. So go ahead and click on that link and the file will be downloaded onto your computer. When you download files online, they usually come in a zipped folder, and you have to extract them before you can use them in your software. To do this, double-click on the zip folder. You'll see a new window pop up, and somewhere on the screen is the option to extract all. Click on that and a new window will pop up showing where the unzipped files will be saved. Remember this location because you'll need to get to it later. Click Extract and the files will be unzipped onto your computer and ready to use in your cutting software. Okay, let's get into Cricut Design Space and start a new project. Over on the left, you'll want to click on Upload, then click Upload Image, and then click Browse. Now, find the file you unzipped earlier. Highlight the name of the file and then double-click or click Open. Now click Save, then highlight the image and click Insert Images, and the design should open on your Canvas screen. For now, I'm going to shrink the design and move it to the right of the screen. Now we're going to turn this design into a stencil. On the left-hand side, click on Shapes and then select Square. This box will represent our chalkboard. My chalkboard measures about 9 inches by 7 inches, so that's what size I'm going to make this box. Okay, so we've created the size of our chalkboard. Now we need to resize our design so it looks good on our sign. Select the design and drag it onto the box. Click Arrange and then select Move to Front. You can drag the arrows in the corner of the design until it looks good. You can also enter the dimensions in the size box above. Once the sign looks good, select both the design and the box. Click Align and then click Center. This will center the design perfectly inside of your box. While both the design and the box are still selected, right-click and choose Attach. Don't forget this step or your letters will appear scrambled when you send the design to cut. Once everything has turned gray, it's time to cut the vinyl. Click on the Make It button in the top right corner. You'll be taken to a new screen where you will see how your design will be on your cutting mat. If everything looks good, click on Continue. Select your machine from the drop-down box. Once Design Space finds your machine, you'll be taken to this screen. Make sure the material is set to vinyl, and then you can load your mat into your machine. For this project, I used Oracle 631 for the stencil because I have lots of it to use up, but you can use pretty much any type of adhesive vinyl you have on hand. So place your vinyl on the cutting mat and smooth it out. Then load it into your machine by pressing the up and down arrow button. The C button will light up once the machine is ready to cut. Press that button and let your machine do its thing. Once the machine has finished cutting, press the up and down arrow button again and the machine will unload your mat. To remove the vinyl, I like to flip the cutting mat upside down so the vinyl is facing down and pull the cutting mat away from the vinyl. This prevents your vinyl from curling. Once the vinyl is off the mat, it's time to remove the excess vinyl. Since we are making a stencil, we'll be pulling up the letters and the numbers. Once the vinyl is all weeded, it's time to apply the transfer tape. Transfer tape is important when using adhesive vinyl because it keeps your whole design together. You want to cut a piece of transfer tape just a little bit larger than your design. Then place it over your design and smooth it down with a scraper. Rub firmly over the entire design to help it stick to your vinyl. Then trim off the excess vinyl and transfer tape. Place the vinyl so it's facing down and slowly pull off the vinyl backing. Now place your design over the chalkboard. You should be able to line up the straight edges of the vinyl stencil with the straight edges of the chalkboard. Use your scraper to press everything down. Then carefully pull off the transfer tape. Go over the design one more time with your scraper, just to make sure everything is pressed down really good. Now it's time for the fun part, filling in the stencil. I used a liquid chalk marker for this step. I love these markers because they look a lot like chalk, but they're semi-permanent. You can get it off, but it takes a little bit of work. So it's perfect for this sign because the kiddos can use regular chalk to cross out the numbers, and the liquid chalk shouldn't come off when you erase. I filled in my stencil by tracing around the outline of the number or letter, and then I went back and filled in the middle. Once you filled in the entire stencil, let everything dry for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Once it's dry, pull off the stencil and use a weeding tool to pull out the centers of the letters and numbers. Didn't it turn out so cute? I just love how easy it is to make projects like this with your cutting machine. There's no way I could hand letter a design and have it look as good as this. But using my cutter, I can create great looking projects every single time. This project is so fun and so easy for kids to use. They don't need to know how to write numbers. They can just put X's on the board with chalk. And then when Christmas is over, you can erase it and use it the next year. I hope you enjoyed today's project, and I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, where I'll be sharing another Christmas project. See ya!